So we're just going to do quick the mathematics problem just to go over something. And I'll be honest with you, I don't always go over this, and I didn't really use this a lot, but this is very important in figuring something out, because usually I'll go the longer way and do cosine, sine, and tangent, but you don't have to do that. And a lot of you who are just starting at geometry, why don't we look at this? Remember, this is supposed to equal 180. And a lot of people, when they don't know the area, they're asked to find the area of a triangle. They'll say, well, it equals, 180. And they'll start trying to proportionalize, which you can do. So, for instance, if you had a side that was 2, and you had this, it was 2 times square root of 5, and then you had this side kind of like a 3, everyone would say, oh, it's kind of like almost an isosceles, and I can proportionalize it, and try to see if I can't get proportions. So you do like a ratio. 2 to 180 would give you, an angle here somewhere of 90. This is a little bit over, but that's not always the safest things to do. There are 2 parts of Heron's formula, and it's not named after this bird. It's named after one of a famous mathematician. But anyway, I thought this would be cute. So anyway, S equals A plus B plus C. Then divide by 2. Okay, please don't start if you had like these numbers, or you had any numbers going like this going on. Okay, let me do 3 halves, and then let me do 4 halves, which is 2, and then let me do 6 halves, which is 2, and do this. That's not how you do that. You have to do all of these, add, and then divide by 2. It's the first part of the formula. Okay, and there are 2 parts. So I just use 4, 5, 6. Even if you know it's Pythagorean theorem, we're not going to look at that right now. We're just going to go 4 plus 5 plus 6, and we're going to add across. 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 and 6 is 15. So when you come down here, remember I said add across, and then I said do this. 9 plus 6 is 15, and then 15 divided by 2, of course, is 7.5. Now you can work with halves or you can work with decimals. I chose to work with decimals. Okay, because the second part puts it under here. And when you start subtracting, a 7.5 over here minus A, it's just not as quick, and it gets a little bit messy. Let me show you how. So when you put your 7.5 here, you go 7.5 minus 4, 7.5 minus 5, these are the originals. This 5 is here, and this 4 is here, and this 6 is here. Guess what happens? You now have all that stuff going on. 7.5 minus 4 is 3.5, 7.5 minus 5 is 2.5, 7 minus 0.5 minus 6 is 1.5. So then when you get all that together, I multiply 7.5 times 3.5. You guys can check this math behind me. Make sure that, I'm doing this right, you're doing this right, but it's 26.25 or 26 and a quarter, and then you multiply that times these 2 are multiplied. So these 2 are 2.5 times 1.5, and there's my decimal. Those come out to 3.75. So then you multiply 3.75 times 26.25, and you're going to get 98.4 and a number. And usually, like when you're getting an answer, they'll say, is it this, 98.4, 98? Remember, if you round this up, you do your approximations. This is really 98.44. So that'd probably be one of the answers that's there. But anyway, I am working through this over here just to make sure, show you that we do all parts of our math. And 5 and 5 is 0. 5 and 5 is 25. See that? I used a calculator. So 5 and 5 is, good thing you caught me. I caught myself. Is 5 carry here, and this was a 2. So 2 goes up here, and that's 5 times 2, so this would have been a 12. And so when you go down, you get 7, and you get 3.7, and we can correct ourselves as 5. And you have 2 decimal points, so 3.75. So this did come out. And 98.44, 98.4, 375 is what your area is going to be just by getting the sides. If you have any questions, we're jacobslearning@gmail.com.